everybody. Welcome back to Grandma's Corner, where you have been watching all kinds of videos that have been entertaining and educational and fun, and I am enjoying making them for you. Today, we are going to make the most beautiful ornament. Isn't that unbelievable? It is actually not that hard to do, but you have to get some supplies together and you have to plan a little bit before you get the end result of something like that. So what do you need? Well, the first thing you need to do is you need to go and collect a bunch of sticks. So go on your walk, go find out in nature where all those sticks and branches are that you can collect. And what you want to try to do is you want to try to get a stick that is about as straight as possible, because curvy parts aren't going to work when you're butting up pieces of twigs together. So that it needs to be relatively straight. I collected a whole bunch of sticks because, you know, sometimes operator error, I have to throw a piece away if I do something wrong, and I like to have extras just in case. So I have quite the collection over here. The other thing you need to get is a stencil. You need to decide what kind of shape you want. I chose this Christmas tree because I think it's pretty simple as far as putting in the sticks and lining everything up. And then you have to decide, okay, once you have your stencil, what do you want to cut out using that stencil? Well, I think using a tag board like this is pretty easy. It's got some stability to it, and you can also use a cardboard, or let's say you've got a cereal box. That kind of cardboard is a nice heavy amount, but just plain printer paper or construction paper is not going to be strong enough. So today I cut mine out of a file folder, which is like a light tag board. So that's what I did. I used this as my stencil and I cut out that size. All right, so the first thing you're going to need to do is get your other supplies. You're going to need a green and a brown marker. You're going to need a hole punch. You're going to need a little bit of tape. You're going to need to find a large paper clip, and you're going to have to decide what kind of glue you're going to use. Aleene's tacky glue is really terrific, but I have to say, for this kind of project, the better kind of glue is a hot glue gun. So I'm going to use a hot glue gun today because that's going to make my project go a lot faster and I can glue immediately. With this kind of tacky glue, you're going to have to hold it and you're going to have to wait a little bit. It can be done, but this is a better option. So after you've cut out your shape using your scissors, you're going to now take the green marker and I want you to color the Christmas tree. Color it in, because with the pieces of wood that are going to be glued on here, there are going to be some spaces, and you don't want to see paper behind that wood, but you do want to see some green as if it were a regular Christmas tree. So I'm just going to quickly get that thing taken care of. I'm not going to do the bottom part because that's going to be the trunk. That I'm going to do in brown. All right, real quick here. So this is the end result. You now have your green Christmas tree and the brown trunk. Now, when you cut, you're going to need to have some sort of pruner to cut. Now, this can be a little tricky. What I started doing is I went ahead and I measured all of the pieces that I needed, the lengths, and I kept them in order. Or you can cut as you go, whatever you feel like is comfortable for you. I like to have things organized, so I went ahead and hopefully these don't go rolling. You can see all of the pieces that I pre-cut. So now all I'm going to do is take them one at a time and glue them. Because this tree is tapered at an angle, you're going to want to try to cut the ends at a little bit of an angle. It doesn't have to be perfect because the end result is going to be fabulous. So we're going to start cutting those in just a moment. What are you going to decorate your tree with? Well, you have lots and lots of options. I got some gems here that I found in the bottom of a vase, a very large vase that I had, and all they are glass pieces. And whoopsie-daisy, that was a wild one. You can actually find these at the dollar store. You can get a bag of them for $1. The other fun thing to decorate them with is buttons. Buttons are great. How about those Mardi Gras beads? Oh yeah, these Mardi Gras beads, you probably have a bazillion of them around the house. I took 2. I took a gold necklace and I took a green necklace, and I just went ahead and snip, 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 and now I have all of these things to decorate on my tree. Some other fun things are maybe little teeny tiny animals if you feel like you want to have a theme. That was a little sheep. Here's a little bunny rabbit. Oh, how cute is that? Or if you're into horses, here's a little horse. Whee! Oh, cute. Bells. You can put charms. I happened to make, last year, I made stockings, and I put these little charms on the stockings that represented birthdays. The other thing that you can put on are pre-made bows. How about those? I happen to put one on the one I made today. Okay, so now that you've decided what you're going to put on, afterwards, if you feel like you want to spice it up a little bit more, you can add glitter. I chose red and gold. All right, here we go. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to make my first cut. I'm going to measure my stick across the bottom part. Actually, I'm going to break this off a little bit because it's just not manageable. All right, here we go. I'm going to measure across the bottom, and then that's where I'm going to make my first cut, that length right there. And I'm going to try to cut it at an angle. Please, whatever you do, don't take off the tip of your finger. So now I've got this length, which is perfect for the bottom of the tree. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start gluing. I already have my glue gun revved up, ready to go. So I'm going to make myself a length of glue. And like I said, the nice thing about this is once you put it down, it's down. And it's good, ready to go. Look at that. It's not even going to fall off because it's already glued. Okay, let me continue on a little bit more. I'm going to get the next row going. Oh, this is going to be great. I love hot glue guns. Look at that, 2 already. You can pick all of those extra little stringies off later. Don't worry about them right now. You're going to get 5 million of them. Oh, wow, look at that. And you know, with the different shapes, it's going to have so much character. So then, after you have figured out all the pieces that you need, either cutting along the way or having them pre-cut like I cut here, then you can decide, well, what do you want to put on there? And you can create whatever kind of decoration you want. Now, before you get to the end of your tree, I am going to ask that you do one more thing. You need to take some tape, and you're going to need to reinforce the top of this tree because that's what it's going to hang by. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put on a piece of tape here, and I'm probably going to put a couple of layers of it. I'm going to fold it that way, fold it back. I'm going to take another piece and I'm going to do the same. I put a piece on there. Now I'm going to fold it back and fold this tip back. And when you have 2 or 3 layers, then I want you to take a hole punch and you're going to punch a hole in the top, because that is where your hanger is going to go. And what is the hanger? It's going to be your paper clip. So let's say that we got this thing all decorated. You're not going to believe what the end result is. On your tree, you're going to put that magnificent ornament that you just made. Isn't that going to look beautiful? You can decorate your entire tree with ornaments that you make, or you can make them as gifts, or you can just make them for your room. I love putting these small trees around my house because I can have different themes wherever I go. Hey, I want to thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. Please subscribe, support my cause, and have fun. This is a wonderful project that I'm looking forward to making more of. You have a good day, and ta-ta for now. Bye-bye.